What is up, 1320 fans, and welcome back to another episode of 1320 Garages. Today we're in Oklahoma checking out a garage. Good friend of ours, we've known since like 2007, 2008. His name is Jared Holt. You guys might know him as Jrod. Let's check out everything he's got.
Hey fellas, I'm Jrod and this is Jrod's Garage.
What's up, Jrod? How's it going, buddy?
Thanks for coming out.
Thanks for inviting us out. Hell yeah.
Man, this is my little slice of the 90s, the greatest decade alive.
Yeah, you have a little bit of everything, like all the hero cars.
Yep. You know, a lot of people think that I'm just an import guy. I'm a car guy. I like it all, you know, but imports obviously have a big part of my heart. But yeah, this is kind of my garage, and this is when we built this shop back about 10 years ago.
Now, how long have we known you? You met Kyle.
I met Kyle in the late 2000s, 8, 9, 10-ish, somewhere around there. And, you know, we built a relationship of him coming down and filming cash days with the Street Outlaw guys. Before they were Street Outlaw guys, I guess you'd call them Midwest street car guys. He would actually stay with me at my house, obviously to save on lodging cost or whatever. And him and I would hang out, and I had a big aquarium at the time. And we'd always talk about the aquarium. I was in the saltwater aquarium. So yeah, we've known each other, you know, 12, 13, 14 years, something like that.
It's been a while.
Yep. And a lot of these cars, like the Supra and a couple of them outside, you know, and the Viper, like Kyle has history with these cars riding with me, you know, 10 years ago.
Well, I love seeing all the cars here, and there's a lot we're gonna get to. Let's start with the actual building itself.
Yep. So the building, when we came in, like I said, when we bought the place about 10 years ago, it was literally a pole barn, concrete floors and just wood framing. That was it. So it's a 30 by 50. And then we added on a 20 by 30 over here. So that's the work side. We've kind of got it segregated. But yeah, this is it. You just dawned on me. You guys actually came out here and filmed the roll race cash days. You remember that?
Yes, because I had to hide from cops in the side of the road.
Yeah, dig down in the ditch, baby.
I remember that.
Yeah, that was like one of the early streetcar takeovers.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Right, hang on. Can we go? So my family, I don't know if you know this, my family has family entertainment center. So
oh, I didn't know that.
So like miniature golf, go-karts, laser tag. I see a Cruisin' World over there, and we had a Cruisin' World at our business.
So obviously, if you grew up in the 90s, you've probably there's a bird. You probably played this game at some point in your childhood, whether it's at the grocery store or a family fun center or whatever. And so I knew I had to buy a Cruisin' the World or a Cruisin' Exotica or Cruisin' the USA. So the music is just so iconic.
Oh yeah, that takes me back, way back.
And what's cool about this one is being a 90s guy, you've got a Supra.
And then you've got a Supra.
Yeah, and then a 3000 GT.
And then you've got a 3000 GT.
So obviously everything in my childhood is reflected in my style and quality of cars that I pick. So yeah, so we've kind of started collecting old arcades. Obviously Tokyo Drift, the Need for Speed Underground. This was cool. You know, it's got Supras and Eclipses and RX7s and Skylines, and it's got, you know, neon lights under it with, you know, it's 2002, 2003 era. So it's super cool. It's even got the little NOS button. My son comes out here and plays this thing till 4 in the morning sometimes. Right. But over the last couple months, I've been collecting early to mid 90s motorcycles too. Because
is that just another nostalgic thing for
you? It
you?
is. I always grew up wanting a bike, could never afford one. My parents wouldn't let me have one. And, you know, I've had newer, faster bikes, but to me, like if I'm going to have a cool 90s, 2000s collection, I thought to me, like the color schemes of the 90s are just cool. Like I picked up this helmet not too long ago. It's a new old stock helmet. I mean, it doesn't really get much 90 or.
No. If I saw you riding one of these bikes with that helmet.
With a jean jacket on.
So we've seen the cars that are in here. We'll get to those in a minute, but you have cars in the bay next door and you have cars outside that can't even fit in here.
I think that's what they call an addiction.
Yeah, let's go check everything out. Also, real quick, you've been around so long, 1320, you have your own shirt.
Oh,
this is the Jrod shirt. That car is that car.
We need more 4-post lifts, obviously, because we're out of space. But yeah, so this car here, when I played golf in college, I played 2 years and got the bright idea to move to Florida and try my hand at playing some mini tour golf, working in the golf industry, bartending at night, whatever I could to make a few extra bucks. This would have been in 2005.
Okay.
And so I found this car. It was a bone stock, 50,000 mile car, one owner, like the perfect car. And at the time it was $14,000, which was a ton of money for me. Picture this, you're in 2005, you have 2 Pearl Yellow 3000 GTs. One's non-turbo, has 18-inch chrome wheels. The other one was non-turbo, had the 17-inch chrome wheels, and the turbo car had the 18s. I, you know, trying to get acclimated. I'm new. I'm this redneck kid from Oklahoma down there, and I started street racing. I was getting wore out, right? But I had this plan. I was buying these parts to upgrade this car. boost controller, downpipe, exhaust, intercooler upgrade, E-Manage Ultimate, just little things here and there. Well, then I would swap wheels so they'd fucking look identical. Then we'd go out to the Best Buy and everybody thought it was the same old car, and I would just clean up, except I would double down the bets. So, you know, instead of losing 40 or 50 bucks, I was winning 150 to $200 off these same people.
So you had this car a good
2005, coming up on 20 years.
Okay, and then we got the
Dodge Stealth,
the Stealth,
which is
the bastard stepchild of the 3000 GT.
Yep, and this one is a second gen, which are really rare. There's only 57 turbo Stealths made in '96. That's it. Holy grail car. This is a '96 clone. It's got the '96 wheels, which did not come on the '94. And then for the Dodge Stealth 3000 GT people, this is an OEM '96 spoiler. And to find an OEM with a brake light, it's not cheap. You know, it's pretty stock turbos, makes about 320-ish to the tire.
Okay.
But it's just, to me, I wanted to own one and have it in the collection. And then obviously we got a Ford Lightning.
I love these things.
You know, you grow up in the late 90s, early 2000s, this was the truck. I got a crazy deal on this truck. It runs and it drives. It runs 14.0 at 101. And this is, my son's name is Lincoln, and this is Lincoln's Lightning. So this is gonna be his first truck. We've got huge plans for it that are already in motion. So I've got a Gen 2 Coyote and a 6R down there currently being built. Okay. So it's gonna have a full Manly rotating assembly.
And hang on, just for reference, Lincoln is currently 7 years old.
Yeah, and
I went riding with him yesterday in the side-by-side. He's 7. Yeah. I would trust that kid on any of these trails around your property.
You know, there's stuff that I can't post online because all the people that may get, you know, offended that I'm letting kids do certain things, but tire smoke just came out of this truck with his foot on the accelerator. Like I said, it's not in the best shape. The interior's kind of ratted out, but what I like about this truck the most is the blower. You know, they call it a screaming eating for a reason. Like, it may not be fast, but that sound never gets old.
It makes all the good sounds, that's for sure. So, all right, what is up with why? Why do you have a Subaru, buddy?
You know, I'm kind of got most of the 90s cars I want. So I'm starting to move into that early 2000s era. I want...
Is this your midlife crisis right
I guess. Got a really good deal on it. It's blown up, go figure, right? And we drove to South Dakota and got it. We've got the interior completely ripped out of it because it was pretty nasty. The guy just did not take very good care of it. You can see all the nastiness on the foam. But we've got some amazing plans and they're already kind of in motion. So Brian Crowler, great, you know, sponsor of ours. We've got a full billet crank Brian Crowler motor going in this, Manly pistons, out front Motorsports case half. So my goal for this car is 700 to 800 wheel with his, whatever the juice that he puts on these things. You know, we do the King of the Open Road Racing Series, and we want to take these cars and cruise America in them, you know, and that's what we're doing. We're doing events now in Oklahoma, Texas, and Arizona. They're drag and drives. You know, I partner with Javier from TRC doing that. So we want to bring a bunch of these different cars that I have and drive these things. That's what they're meant for. Every one of my cars, I drive the shit out of them, like a lot. So they're not the most perfect cars. They got little nicks and scratches, but I drive them. So yeah, that's the goal. And I want to put a canoe on the bastard and drag people's ass. so you know, that's just the Subaru thing. But yeah, on the other side of the shop, this is was an add-on. As you kind of look, you can see the color change in the aluminum. Yeah. But yeah, this is where we work on stuff at. Right now, we kind of got it cluttered with four-wheelers and cars. But obviously 90s.
More of these things.
I know, they're like, I don't know, they're a drug. I've owned over 100 of them.
You're joking.
I swear, there's 4 more on the hill that are parts cars.
Dude. Wait, is that a convertible?
It is.
Oh, I've not seen very rare to see a Spider.
Both of them are convertibles.
No shit.
Yeah.
Very rare to see a Spider.
So they only made the VR4 Spider in 95 and 96. And if my memory serves me correct, between the SL and VR4, there was a total units of less than 1,000 ever built.
Damn.
And then obviously 90s, you can't talk about 90s without a Blaster and a Banshee, right? I mean, they're the most 90s four-wheeler made. But yeah, this car is really cool. It's actually, I just sold this car. Oh. It's going to a dealer in Chicago. But as you can see, it's in really nice shape. It's got 60,000 miles on it. And actually, let me see if I can get the top to work. This is really cool. You gotta think, man, in 1995, you pull up to the club in one of these,
you're picking up at least Jrod for sure.
100%. But up until this point, it was the first hardtop convertible car since the 1950s.
All right, let's go back to the main shop, or
Okay.
I guess the showroom, Jrod's showroom?
Yeah, J-Rod's garage or whatever you want to call it. And then this car here, we picked up about a year ago, had a bullet hole in it and no glass. This is a true 1998 Supra that I picked up for my wife. And then my good buddy Brian, he literally tore the car down to the frame. It had some rust in it, and he literally just ground up, restoed it. It's pretty cool. We did full interior on it. So as of right now, it's a 100% stock, 170,000 miles on the chassis, 98 Supra. And so those that know Supras, 98's the last year, and they're extremely rare.
Let's keep on going down the line. The gray Viper, this is like classic.
OG.
Throwback. OG J-Rod.
Like we were talking about earlier, this was the car that was my first car really that got me noticed. You know, back in the early 2000s, you have a 1200 horsepower twin turbo 6-speed Viper, and if you do any events, it's gonna stick out.
Just quick, it was a 1200 horsepower 8-liter deal?
Yeah, 1200 horsepower, 488 inch, T56 Magnum, very basic stuff. Rod piston motor, stock camshaft, 708 cam, AEM, you know, went high eights at like 165. We went 175 at the Texas Invitational, which was about, I think, 1,400 or 1,500 feet, if I remember right, from a rolling start, and just an all-around epic street car. Nice. Car's only got 15,000 miles on it.
Nice.
So, and then, obviously, I'm a 3000 GT guy. You grow up into those cars, the 1999 3000 GT is the holy grail. Mm-hmm. It doesn't
This is the final year for it?
This is the final year in the United States, which was in 1999. They either made 282 or 284, I can never remember, total units, period, of the 99 VR4. And then it was stock, and I've kind of, like I was talking about the Spider, I've kind of figured out a formula for these cars that literally, they can look 100% stock, and they make over 500 of the tire with stock components.
And then, I didn't know you were an Integra guy, but it's a Type R, so.
Well, I know everybody out there online is going to go, hey, it's not a Type R, it's got body side moldings and a sunroof. You're right, it's not a Type R.
Oh, okay.
It's a 2001 Acura Integra GSR. We bought all Type R components, OEM stuff, and made a full Type R swapped motor. And then we did even stock downpipe, or I guess you call it a header, stock exhaust. We put a clutch in it and a fuel pump. That's the only mods as of now.
So it's a really clean example of like a replica Type R type deal.
Like obviously Type Rs didn't have any leather or sunroof, but as you can see, it's, and what's crazy is when you start this thing up, dude, it's so quiet.
That sounds like a stock Honda.
Yeah, there's no like loud exhaust, fart can, nothing like that. And man, I drive this car a lot. It gets great mileage. I rev it to 8,200, chirp second gear, and you know, you just don't see clean Integras anymore. And being a 2001, the final year they built this car, it's kind of cool. So we did the Type R spoiler, put the Type R badging on it. I got some CE28s, Volks on it, lowered it a little bit. And then we're gonna put that Jackson Racing Supercharger back on it.
All right, finally getting to a 4-post lift, which I'm honestly surprised you only have one. What do we got up top?
So this car came up for sale in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Guy had bought it in like 1997. He was the second owner of the car, and he had hell with the rotor. It kept blowing up. So he was an engineer student at OU and took it amongst himself to put a 2JZ in it. So in 2000, he 2JZ swapped this car with a V160.
In 2000?
2000.
It had to have been one of the first ones.
It was likely the first. You know, the casualty to that, there was no like how-to or harnesses, so the stock harness was just hacked to shit.
Is that why the car is not running right
Correct.
now?
So basically I bought the car, was gonna keep it a 2JZ car with the Montego Blue car RX7. Well, then I bought the white Supra, so I needed the powertrain out of this car. So I pulled the motor, sent it to Jay. Jay's got the block over at Mazworks, getting all cleaned up. We're gonna put, like we're talking about, Brian Crowler stuff in that. Mm-hmm. So what I did is I pulled the powertrain out of the Montego Blue car, put it in this one, because this car's only got 29,000 miles on it. It literally hasn't busted a bug going down the road since the year 2000.
Jeez.
A car like this hasn't been on the road in 23 years. If it wasn't up there, I'd show you the interior. It is just amazingly mint, and it's a factory R1 car. So there's no sunroof, it's got the tweed Alcantara interior, blah, blah, blah. So super, super cool car there.
Nice. And then below it, Is that a 30th anniversary?
It is a 30th anniversary. So in 2019, the year that I actually won Outlaw Armageddon in this car, there was a guy that was racing in the street car class that needed a special tire because the tread wear he had on this tire he needed a set of tires. He didn't have a big social media following. So he came up to me, he's like, hey, can you find me a set of tires? I was like, yes. Barry always remembered that act of kindness. And I honestly completely forgot about Barry. Fast forward 5 or 6 years, Barry had followed me on Instagram, sent me a message, and it said attachment unavailable because I didn't follow the guy, right? So I get a lot of those messages. I just kind of blew it off. Day after day after day, he kept messaging me. He goes, do you not like this or something like that? I don't remember the exact verbiage. I go, who is this? He goes, it's Barry, the guy with the Corvette that you helped at Outlaw Armageddon. And then it clicked. I was like, oh crap, hey, what's up, buddy? He goes, I'm moving and I got a car you may be interested in. I'm like, okay. So he sends me a picture with shit stacked all around. All I saw was like the blue wheel and the white bumper. I'm like, that's a fucking 30th anniversary
And
car.
this was a car on your list.
For sure. And I'm literally at lunch with my buddies and I call him instantly, he gave me his number. I go, what are you gonna do with the car? He's like, well, there's a long story. I've owned it since new. It's in the midst of becoming a race car. It runs, but it needs a lot of work. I go, what do you want for it? He goes, if you will bring me $10,000, you can have it right now. So I literally left the restaurant we were sitting at, grabbed my son Lincoln, grabbed cash, drove to Owasso, Oklahoma, met up with Barry, and I don't know the condition of the car because I just basically seen a front section of it. Every factory part down to the OEM brake pads were wrapped in like plastic because he was the original owner. The original window sticker, original owner's manual, everything. But it's a 100% stock LS car on a 200 shot. It's a blast to drive, big choppy cam, does little wheelies at the track, super fun car. And to me, it just gives you such a different feel than any of the rest of these cars in here.
All right, we have one car left, and it's the car that our fans probably know you best of because this is the car. I don't know how long you had it, but this has been in TX2K videos. We've featured the car multiple times. Yeah. It's been World Cup.
We won the Outlaw Armageddon deal. It's been on TV. We've done a lot of stuff with this. Jay caught himself on fire in this car.
Right. So this is your 15th anniversary.
This is the
green Supra called Yoda.
Yep. And I like to pride myself in it's all real metal glass street car. Not one body panel in this car is aftermarket. Factory VIN numbers on absolutely everything, even the steel Toyota glass in it. So this car has been a fastest ET of 7.2 at 193.
Briefly, what's the setup on it?
Super brief. Mazworks billet block, Brian Crowler billet rotating assembly, Manley pistons, Brian Crowler stuff in the head, Mazworks ported head, ETS turbo kit, ETS air-to-air intercooler, Precision Turbo, Motec, ATF 400, DSS 9-inch, and some nitrous. You know, I got the call to go on Street Outlaws the first time with Farm Truck and Asian, kind of playing around. At that time, the car had a 67, 66, made like 750 wheel. And I called them like, hey, I got an opportunity to go do this. And they're like, yeah, let's go do it. And then let's build something for the show. And nice. That's kind of how this car basically became what it was because in the early days of Street Outlaws, the cars weren't as fast as they were.
Yep.
And Chief had told me if I get this car, he'd give me a shot at the list. Well, I had a normal guy budget. So it took me like 2 years to build the car. Well, in that 2 years, those cars got real stupid.
Yeah.
If you check out our YouTube, Jrod's Garage on YouTube, there's a video of me and my son pulling a bass boat all through Oklahoma going fishing with this car. So like this car it gets driven more than most cars of this caliber.
Right, right. All right. I think we've seen all 20 or whatever the hell cars it's been. Now, it's part of 1320 Garages. We got to see your top 3. Take us to number 3. Which one's number 3?
So top 3 that are running.
Right.
I'm going to go.
Just number 3.
WS6.
Really? Okay.
It just gives me a different vibe and a different feel than anything else in this garage. And something about a domestic V8 rattles your teeth a little bit. It does it for me.
All right. Well, let's take it out for a cruise and we'll talk to you more about it when we get
there. She's a little choppy, Fred.
Yeah? Oh my God!
That's America.
The white interior on this thing.
Creamy. You ever been in a 30th anniversary car?
I have not.
Yep, this one is, I don't know, 1574. So all these cars are numbered and 137,000 miles on the dash, bone stock, and we're gonna give her some hell today.
Hell yeah.
See, you can't really if you leave your addition, you pull out, there's traffic, there's people everywhere. But out here, you can literally. Quieter on it.
Well, this is kind of a first for us.
I kind of want to turn this on and go for it.
Maybe we shouldn't. Let's see what he wants first.
Afternoon, officer. Worcester Police Department. You got your license and insurance?
I do, sir. Sorry, the car's a little loud.
Yeah, a little bit.
There you go, sir.
It's quite the can of nitrous you got there.
Yeah, we use that to cool the motor down a little bit.
Yeah, you don't plan on doing any street racing here?
No, sir. That is against the law.
Yeah, we don't take kindly to that.
No, sir.
Everything checks out, Jared. We'll get you on your way, all right?
Awesome, brother. Thank you.
You know, there's probably only one cop in this town.
There's two.
Here's this back.
Awesome, sir.
So everything checked out good.
I appreciate you.
Get you on your way.
Awesome, sir. Thank you for your service.
Yep.
Appreciate you.
Any questions for me?
No, you appreciate it, sir. Thank you for all you do.
Great day.
Thank you.
And obey the speed limit.
Yes, sir.
All right,
appreciate you. Well, now we can turn that on. Give it a couple extra turns. Burnout, we'll get them a little stickier so it'll plant the 200 horsepower nitrous we're going to try to spray down his throat. Too much grip. I haven't sprayed this car in a long time.
Really?
I have no idea what's going to happen. Smoked the clutch. What? It smoked the clutch. The nitrous is hidden.
Yeah, it is.
It's a brand new clutch.
You might need a new clutch.
No, it's like brand new.
You might need a better clutch.
Yeah. Well, at least you got to feel a little hit.
No, it feels nice. This literally feels like what you would think an early 2000s TA would feel like.
That's kind of, you know, the way we built it. That's the way I wanted it, and it just, I don't know. I like it. So what did you think about the 30th anniversary car?
I like your number 3. Thank you very much for the ride.
Thanks for the good passenger. You've been in some crazy shit, and that's what I like. Some people are like doing crazy shit, and they're like, but you've been in some fast things.
I've been in some fast stuff. Now we need to go check out whatever number 2.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get it.
All right. Yeah. Hang on.
Is it in the Supra? That dumb bitch.
Did you lay an egg in here?
Hey, get the fuck out of there. Hey, come here. I don't know why. I mean, she loves cars. It's the stupidest chicken in the world.
Same with Coopers.
All right.
Get the fuck out of here.
What's number 2?
What do you think number 2 is?
It's got to be a VR4.
Yeah, because we all probably know what number 1 is. So number 2, it's my 99.
Oh, it's the red one.
It's the red one. Yep. It's all stock appearing, and I think this car is going to surprise you a little bit.
Okay, let's take it out.
Yep.
For the people that don't know, you drive almost specifically without shoes on.
Yes, sir.
Is there a reason behind that? It's just that
I grew up kind of like this out in the boonies, always running around barefoot. Played golf barefoot through high school and college, and it was just kind of my deal. I literally can kind of wrap my toes around the clutch pedal, and I just feel it better. It's kind of goofy. I kind of got monkey feet, I guess. But yeah, I always have, always will, and it doesn't matter who you are, just don't change who you are, and that's something I've never changed.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Well, let's take the VR4 out.
Let's do it.
Hell yeah. Oh my God.
It doesn't reflect the miles that the odometer has.
What? How many miles does it have?
130,000.
What?
Yeah, and it's in pretty remarkable shape.
I would have said it had 1,300, not 130,000.
Oh yeah, this is my baby, and what's really great about this car, it's got 90s air conditioning, R12 baby, nice and cold. So yeah, this car is like I keep saying, man, this is how this car should have came from the factory from Mitsubishi. It literally is 100% stock appearing under the hood, by the body, interior. There's no gauges. There's no anything aftermarket but a Bluetooth radio.
And what's this thing make power-wise?
I'm going to make a pull in a little bit. I'm going to let you guess that before I tell you.
Okay.
Because this car, like I said, it drives. It's
stock engine? Or stock internals at least?
No, 100% stock, unopened, 130,000 miles.
Okay.
I'll tell you the mods. It's got downpipe exhaust, so basically an exhaust.
Okay.
It's got side mount intercoolers, fuel pump and injectors,
okay,
a clutch, a set of bolt-on TD04 turbos, and an HKS DLI for ignition. Only modifications to the car.
Okay.
And that's first gear, and there's like no RPM because the turbos are a little larger. But second gear, man, you can scoots.
That turbo noise is really unique.
It's just super simple. It's just this car. It's not blazing fast. I'll tell you now that you felt it. It made 522 to the wheel.
I was gonna say it's got to make like 5-ish.
Yep, it made 522 to the wheel, 498 torque. It's on E85 pump gas, and just air conditioning, kicker sound system.
So where does this car fit in your lineup of drivers that you have?
I drive this car probably second most to the Integra, because it is as stock as it really can be. And what's awesome about this car is driving it as much as I do, I get a lot of random encounter races. Because they see the car, they see the bright red, the chrome wheels.
They probably just want to see, like, I want to see what this thing will do against a stock, clean VR4.
Yep.
And then they get a little surprise.
Push the gas and they're like, oh, fuck, I fucked up.
Why do you think these... Okay, here we go. How long are these gears?
Forever.
I was about to say.
That was 120.
I felt like we weren't even close to a shift point on that either.
Yeah, it just pulls.
Jeez. Why do you think these cars, compared to like an Evo, are so slept on?
The motors have...
Just don't have the aftermarket
some
for it?
Achilles heel problems.
Okay.
The aftermarket isn't really there, but there's companies like Brian Crowler that are making parts still to this day. They make billet crankshafts, they make cams and
for
rods.
these engines.
For these engines. I actually have one for the yellow car. I have the full rotating assembly ready to go in it. That car is going to end up making about 1,000 horsepower again. I'll give you another little second gear wick. So fun.
Makes all the right noises, for sure. Why did this one stay in the collection when you bought over 100?
It's a true 99. There's only 282 of these cars that are in existence.
What do these cars go for? Not a clean 99 like this, but like, you want a VR4 that's relatively clean, mid-90s.
A 95 VR4, 120,000 miles. It's clean with basic mods, 18 to 22.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm. Nice. VR4s, 50, 60,000, 99 VR4s, 50 to 70 grand. Yeah. And actually...
I would never, I'm not saying they're not worth that, because obviously people are paying that, but...
A buddy of mine...
This is one of those cars that you never look at and be like, oh, that's a $60,000 car.
Oh, absolutely not.
It's crazy.
But, once again, there's only 280 of them.
You're right.
So what'd you think?
I like your number 2.
Pretty cool.
Like I said, I've not ridden in one of these in probably 17, 18
Yeah,
years.
it's simple. It's not rip your face off fast, but it's fast enough to have some fun. Traps mid 120s, makes a lot of the right noises.
What's funny is it's got the same nostalgia feel as the 4th gen,
Right.
just like the JDM kind of feel
correct,
for it.
but that damn chicken's in the Trans Am. But yeah, so the car is just overall nicer. Feel of the leather, everything about like the shift knob, everything about it's just a little bit nicer than the Pontiac, but completely different manufacturers.
All right,
So-
now I think I know, and probably everybody else knows what number 1 is, but let's go see what number 1
So
is.
Dodge Stealth. No, I'm just joking.
All right, J-Rod, I got to ask the question, even though I think I know the answer. What's your number 1?
The Yoda.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
You know, I've got, a lot of history with a lot of these cars, but this car, this is the reason why people probably know who I am, is because of this car more than anything.
Well, let's take it out and ask you some more questions.
Let's do it.
This is one of your cars I've not ridden in before.
Oh, this one's a little faster than the others.
A little quicker, I know that for sure. So let's go for a ride.
Yep. Pretty quiet for a low 7-second street car.
Honestly, I was expecting it to be a lot louder.
Full exhaust.
All right, so this is a billet block 2JZ.
Yep, 3.4-liter Brian Crowder billet crank, billet block, street car.
How much power does this one make?
On all of it, 1900-ish. We're on about 1,300 today. We're on 40 pounds.
How long you had this one?
I think I got this car in 2011.
And was it completely stock?
Intercooler, a boost controller, and a TRD exhaust. That was it.
It's come a long way since then.
It's a little bit not stock now.
And why is this one your number 1 out of all your cars?
I mean, it's a Supra. It's fast as hell.
Right.
And it's rare. It's green. It's a 15th anniversary car, and I love the green color. There's just so much about the history I have with this car, the memories I've made in this car, the connection, that relationship I built with Real Street in this car. This car is just a really special machine. But yeah, this car, we'll leave the traction control off and I'll show you. It's pretty manageable. It's a little bit faster than the other one. That was no traction control. Obviously, I had to drive the out of that.
You could just feel we were just making smoke. I could tell the whole damn time.
Dude, I was just throttled, just butterflying that. Now, Jay gave me this awesome little button on the Motec pad.
What's that button do?
This is my traction control. Now we should play at that power. There's a car behind us.
They just got a show.
I'm going to drag Yoda up the road in case that was a cop. What in the f is that thing? It was like just driving down the road with your parachute out.
That was fast. That was really fast.
So what'd you think, Fred?
Oh, I love it.
First time you got to ride
First
Yoda?
time I've ever gotten to ride Yoda. It's been way too long. I've built this car way too long.
Well, now you know why this car is my number 1.
I know exactly why it's your number 1.
That is, it's a unique feeling to be able to literally have your heart stuck through your chest like that. And we were really spinning still. Like,
Oh,
this
yeah.
car on the track's been a 160-foot IRS.
Jeez.
You know, our car's been 4/68 mile. Like,
Yeah.
it's a serious street car.
Thank you very much for riding
No
Yoda.
problem, brother.
I've wanted to ride in this. This is one of those like cars where it's like, there's a chance on a drag and drive or something I would have ridden in it. Didn't think I'd actually get in power.
Yeah, we got power and we pulled a parachute with a car behind us. So that was interesting.
Thank you guys very much for watching this episode of 1320 Garages. If there's a garage or collection we need to know about, put it in the comments below. We'll check it out. We'll see you guys in the next episode.